Hi everyone and welcome back to Books with Karen. I'm Karen. It's lovely to have you here again if you have been here before, and if you haven't been here before, it's lovely to have you. I hope you'll subscribe and keep coming back. Today's video is an unhaul video. I've seen a few people do this on YouTube, and as I wanted to declutter my bookshelves to make room for some of the new books that I've been buying, I thought I might as well show you what I was going to get rid of. I'm probably going to give them to a charity shop. I thought I would also do a giveaway. Obviously I can't send somebody all of the books because I've got about 19 or 20 here and it would cost us a fortune. But I thought I would do a giveaway and give away 3 books to someone who was interested in 3 of the books. So what I would want you to do is put giveaway in the comments, just put giveaway and then tell me which 3 books you would like me to send you. And then at the end of about a fortnight, I will randomly pick somebody and send them those 3 books. And then the rest will go to charity. So I'm just going to get started. I'm going to work my way through what I'm getting rid of, what I thought of the book. I won't do any in-depth reviews on them because some of them I've had a while and I can't remember. So yeah, we'll just get started. So this first one is called Paradise Erased, Chronicle of an Exile by Miguel Angel Monzon. Apologies if I butchered that name. This is a book I got from a company that promotes self-publishers. So they used to send me some books and then I got too many books and I stopped getting them. But this one I did really like actually. And it was about the guy who wrote it, Miguel. And they grew up in Colombia where there was lots of drugs and things happening. And it was about his and his mother's escape from where they were living. And I really did like the book, but I'm unlikely to read it again, so that's going. The next one is Joanna Trollope's The Other Family. Now, I think I may have read one Joanna Trollope book in the past, and I have tried to read this a couple of times and I just can't get into it. And I've had this on my bookshelf. It's got to be at least 5 years, so it's time for it to go. It just says, Chrissy always believed that Richie had loved her for all the 23 years they'd been together, loved their 3 daughters and their house in Highgate and their happy, lively existence. And then suddenly and shockingly, Richie is no longer there and Chrissy and the girls have to learn to manage without him. It's called The Other Family, so you can maybe guess what it's about. But for some reason, I just can't get into it. So that's going. I will list the names of all the books in the description box below and in the pinned comment, just so you know which books that are there if you want to enter the giveaway, and you can pick the 3 that you fancy most. This one is a book by Cathy Kiley, and it's called Best of Friends. And it was about 3 women, Abby, Lizzie and Erin, who live in this, I think it's a small village, and their lives. I think that this was written about 20 years ago, maybe. I read it. I so wanted to DNF this book. If you don't know what DNF is, it's do not finish. I just found it boring. I think it was a little bit dated in relation to how it talked about women. I found it boring. So yeah, that's going. This next one is London Rain by Nicola Upson. I mentioned this in a book review I did recently. I got this one in a charity shop. It follows the best-selling writer Josephine Tay, who is the character, in 1943, and there's a couple of murders and she helps to solve them. I quite enjoyed the book, and I would probably read more by Nicola Upson, but it's not something I'm going to read again, so that's going. I only like to keep the books that I've really enjoyed, and I think in the future I may want to read them again, because when you get older, you forget what you've read. So if I know the only books on my shelves are books that I would read again, then that's fine. This next one is Sepulchre by Kate Mosse. I really loved Labyrinth by Kate Mosse, and I think I may have read another one by her. This one, I don't recall at all what it was about. It says, the story begins in a city of bones and the alleyways of the dead, a place inhabited by tombs and stone angels and the loitering ghosts of those forgotten before they're even cold in their graves. It's about 17-year-old Leonie and her brother. I don't think I thought that much of it when I read it, so that's going. This next one is a non-fiction book. And it is Julia Bradbury's Walk Yourself Happy, and it's basically just talking about Julia's journey when she had, I think it was breast cancer she had, and how she found walking helped her. It wasn't quite the book I was expecting. Again, I have reviewed this in a previous video. It's not something I would read again, so yeah, that's good. Next is the Chilbury Ladies Choir by Jennifer Ryan, which is about a group of ladies who were in a choir. I think this is set in World War II. It's just a nice story. It was a gentle read, and I would read more by Jennifer Ryan. It follows, I think, 3 or 4 women in it. It is sad, it's funny. It was an enjoyable read, but I don't think I would read it again, so on the unhaul pile. Next one is another non-fiction book, and this is Peter Kay's TV, Big Adventures on the Small Screen. I did quite enjoy this, and I think, if I remember rightly, it is about the TV that he grew up with, TV programmes that he enjoyed as he grew up. I've forgotten it already. I can't really remember what he talked about. Not going to read it again. So yeah, that's going. This next one is a book that we have read for book club a few months ago, and it is The Cottage by Lisa Stone. So this was reviewed on a book club review video. If you don't know what the book club is, I run a book club called Once Upon a Book Club, and we, in a poll, we all pick a book that we want to read once a month, and at the end of that month I do a YouTube live, invite people on who have read the book to chat about it, and we just have a nice natter about what we thought about it. So this was one of them. I will leave the link to the Facebook group for the book club in the description box below. And I think September's book is, in fact, I know September's book is The House Across the Street by Leslie Pierce. So if you want to join in with September's book club, that's a book we're going to be reading. But The Cottage by Lisa Stone was, and it was not what was expected. It's about a woman who her life's kind of fallen apart a little bit. She goes and stays in a cottage on the edge of the woods. She rents it for a few months, and things occur, but they're not what you expect. I think I gave this 3 stars when I read it, but yeah, I'm not going to read it again. This one is The Keeper of Stories by Sally Page. Again, I reviewed this in a video I did not that long ago. It's about a woman called Janice who is a cleaner, and she likes to hear people's stories, little things from their lives, and she keeps them all in her head, so when she's feeling down she can bring the stories out and entertain herself and make herself feel happier, I think. She meets an old woman who she gets friendly with. There's lots of characters in this, a few little twists and turns. I think I gave this a 3-star as well. It wasn't brilliant, but if you like Sally Page books, you may like that. The next one, again, another one I reviewed in a video not long ago, and this is The Borrower Bookshop Holiday by Kiley Dunbar. I didn't like this book. It's a romance, and I don't like romance books, so other people may like it. If you like a romance, you'll probably like this. I thought the premise was really good. Going and staying in a bookshop and running the bookshop as your holiday, I thought was a brilliant idea. And I actually I think it was one of my viewers mentioned it to us, that a YouTuber called Ruth Aislinn had actually visited a bookshop in Scotland, that you can do that. You can rent the bookshop and go and run it as your holiday. I haven't watched the video yet, but if I can find it, I will leave it in the description box below. But yeah, there's no way I'm reading that again. So, and I won't be buying any more. The next one is The Skeleton Key by Erin Kelly. I did review this on a video not long ago. I did enjoy this book. I think I gave it a 4-star. It says 50 years ago, Frank Churchill wrote the book that would make his family's fortune and ruin their lives. That's right. He writes this book and it's based on an old folk tale where this woman dies, or no, her husband kills her because he's found out she's had a lover. This is like from the folk tale. And then this witch tells the lover that if he finds all the bones and puts them back together, because I think the lover's chopped her up, the husband's chopped her up and scattered the bones. If he finds the bones, puts them all back together, then she'll come back to life. So everybody who's read the book that Frank Churchill writes about it thinks it's real, and they try and find the bones. And again, there's lots of twisty turns, and it's kind of a murder mystery thing. It was enjoyable. It says the ultimate entertaining thriller. I'm not sure it was that, but yeah, I did quite enjoy it, but I'm not going to read it again. I would read more by Erin Kelly though, so yeah. Now this is another book, The Miniaturist by Jessie Burton, that I've had on my bookshelves. It's got to be more than 5 years, and for some reason I'm not reaching for it, so it's going, because there is other books that I want to read before this one. I'm not sure what it's about. On an autumn day in 1686, 18-year-old Nella Ortman arrives at a grand house in Amsterdam to begin her new life as the wife of wealthy merchant Johannes Brand. Though curiously distant, he presents her with an extraordinary wedding gift, a cabinet-sized replica of their home. It is to be furnished by an elusive miniaturist whose tiny creations ring eerily true. As Nella uncovers the secrets of her new household, she realises the escalating dangers they face. The miniaturist seems to hold their fate in her hands, but does she plan to save or destroy them? So even reading that blurb, it's not grabbing us. I don't know why I picked it up in the first place, so it's gone. Second book, same reason. Not second book, the next book, same reason. It's called Whisper Network by Chandler Baker. Had it on my shelf for years. Don't reach for it. Sloane, Audie, Grace and Rosalita have worked in the same legal office for years. When the CEO dies suddenly, their boss, Ames, is the one in line for the top job. Ames has always been surrounded by whispers about how he treats women. Those whispers have been ignored, swept under the rug, hidden away by those in charge. But the world has changed, and the women are watching this latest promotion for Ames differently. Yeah, that's not grabbing us either, so it's going. This one, the Dubrovnik Book Club by Eva Glyn. I reviewed this on a recent video. It was okay. I quite enjoyed it. I felt there was too many characters in it, too many plot lines. Yeah, it's about a woman who she's had long COVID and she decides to go and stay with her, I think it's her auntie, or is it her grandma? Could be her grandma. Goes to stay with her grandma in Dubrovnik City, and she helps to run a bookshop. She's getting paid for it. And she starts a book club there, and there is a mystery of a missing woman, and it's kind of the lives, I think, again, it's 3 or 4 people. You get to hear their stories. It wasn't brilliant. It's readable. It's a good kind of cozy up on the settee book if you don't want anything too taxing. So yeah, the Dubrovnik Book Club, Eva Glyn. The next one is The Guest House by the Sea by Faith Hogan. Now, I do recall this book. It must have been about 3 years since I read this book, and I did enjoy it. I'll give you a brief overview of what it's about. It's about a guest house in Ballycove, which I think is fictional. I can't remember where it's set. It could be set in Ireland, possibly. She's quite old as me, and she's got people helping her run this guest house, but it's a bit run down and she doesn't know if she's going to be able to cope. And then it's about Cora, who is staying in the guest house. She has kind of left her husband because she feels life's going nowhere and that it's boring. And then there's Neve, who is a city professional with a life-changing decision to make. I don't remember her. And Philly, the grandmother whose family is slipping away from her. Don't remember that character either. But I remember Cora's story because she was in her 50s. And I think a lot of people could maybe relate to her story. But I did enjoy the book. It was a nice read. It wasn't too slow. And I did enjoy the characters. So yeah, The Guest House by the Sea by Faith Hogan was worth a read. This next one, I was in two minds to get rid of it or not, and it was The Ghost Moth by Michelle Forbes. Now, I gave this 5 stars. I thought this was brilliantly written. It's quite a traumatic story. It is about a woman called Catherine and her husband George, and it's based in the 1960s in Ireland, and it's basically the backstory of her life. I don't want to say too much about it because there would be a lot of plot spoilers if I did. But it is a traumatic book, but I'm so pleased I read it. I just thought it was brilliantly written. There's a few triggers in there with cancer stories and things like that. But yeah, I don't know if enjoyed is the right word, but I definitely gave it a 5 star, but I've decided not to keep it because I don't think it's something that I would read again. But yeah, very well written. Next is The Midnight House by Amanda Gied. It's got a dual timeline, 1940s in Ireland and then 2019, also in Ireland. Now, I don't remember what it was about that well. In Ireland, in 1940, the beautiful Lady Charlotte Rathmore is pronounced dead after she disappears near the lake of Blackwater Hall. In London, on the brink of the Blitz, Nancy Rathmore is grieving Charlotte's death when a letter arrives containing a secret that she has sworn to keep, one that will change her life forever. In 2019, journalist Ellie Fitzgerald flees a scandal in Dublin for the safety of rural Kerry when she discovers an old letter tucked inside the pages of a book from Blackwater Hall. She is drawn in by the mystery of Lady Charlotte's disappearance and unravels a long-lost secret. I do recall that I quite enjoyed reading this book. It gave us vibes of Kate Morton, because she does dual timelines as well. So yeah, I think I probably gave this maybe 3.5 stars, but not something I'm going to read again, so it's going. And the last one is The Nightingale by Kristin Hannah. Again, this is a book we read for book club early in this year, I think. I hadn't read Kristin Hannah before, and this is set in the Second World War. And it's about the story of 2 sisters, one who leaves home and goes to help. I think she helps fight in the resistance, and one who stays at home with her daughter. Her husband's gone to fight in the war, and she has to, well, she doesn't have any choice really, put up one of the German soldiers who occupy France. It's not a book that I voted for that month's book club, but again, I'm so pleased I read it. This was absolutely traumatic for me, very traumatic, but I'm pleased I read it. I didn't know much about the French occupation in World War II, so it was a little bit of an eye-opener, although I have heard from, I think, in Goodreads and stuff like that, that it's not totally factually correct, but then it is fiction. So yeah, definitely worth a read if you've never read Kristin Hannah and you want to give it a go, but it is traumatic. I sobbed my way through this book. So those are the books that I'm unhauling from my bookshelves. So like I said, I will give away 3 of them to one person. I'll post them out to you. So in the comments, type giveaway and then tell me the 3 books that you would like if you win the giveaway. And in about I'll give it a couple of weeks so people have a chance to watch the video. I'll give it a couple of weeks, then I will randomly select one person and I will post those 3 books out to you. When I've done the random selection of who's won, I will put that comment in my YouTube community posts, and I will also put it in the comments under this video, and I will pin it to the top, and I will say who's won, and then you will have to email me to tell us what your address is. So I think that's all I've got for you today. So I hope you found that interesting. If you've read any of those books, let us know what you thought of them, especially the ones that I'm not going to read, or if you've read any of the ones that I didn't like, and let me know what you thought of them in the comments below. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.